Hi, I'm Logan T. Smith for Opinion Subject to Change, here to talk about the Tomorrow War. But first, this video is not sponsored by honey. Northern Gold All Canadian Honey by the Peace River Honey Company. Honey has all kinds of great effects, but mostly it's just finger-licking good. "30 years in the future, aliens have attacked Earth, wiping out almost all of humanity. But the humans have created a time travel machine that allows them to send people from their time into the past and bring people from the past back to their time. And so they're doing that to fight the war in the future. Why not send people back to the past to teach them how to deal with the aliens when they first arrive so that they can wipe the aliens out right away? No reason, really. You might say, Logan, but wouldn't that mess with the time travel continuity? Yes, it would, but they're already sending people from the future into the past, a past which isn't their past, because in the future, nobody sent people from the future into the past in the first place, so you already have a broken continuity anyway. So the filmmakers are really not worried about that. This movie, though, is kind of fun to watch. The first half of the movie seems to be setting things up pretty nicely and is leading to what appears to be, could be a really cool ending. But it just doesn't really turn out that way. There's a lot of stuff that's laid out and never really gets a payoff. And there's a lot of moments where it's like, you're watching and you go, wait a second, couldn't you just resolve this issue by this super obvious thing right here? And they don't ever do the super obvious thing. It does really make it hard to believe. It's sort of like this movie is filled with very smart people that are really dumb. And it does hurt it. The flow also has some problems. It starts out with a jump to the future, but it's out of context when it jumps to the future. It's sort of like this coming up on in a YouTube video to try to get you to keep watching it. But the clip doesn't have any context and doesn't make any sense on its own and has virtually no meaning. Basically just tells us the main character is going to have a tough time in this movie, which I'm pretty sure by the time you hit play, you already know there's going to be some bad stuff happening to the characters in this movie. So I just thought the way they started that was terrible. This really is an action movie that probably should have leaned more into the horror elements of it. And I don't really like horror movies. But horror elements, that stalking moment or those kind of scary, quiet moments where the creature is coming to get you, those can really put a lot of emotion into the movie that otherwise may not be there. It doesn't really happen in this one. They have these monsters that are basically albino zerglings crossed with hydralisks. And for those of you that aren't familiar with StarCraft, they're giant dog-like insects that can shoot spikes. They're pretty cool, pretty scary-looking critters. And we're told that they make this terrifying, distinctive clicking noise. But we're just told that. They do make a clicking noise, but it's never scary or even memorable. So they just don't land on that these are scary monsters thing. They're big and strong and hard to kill, but they're not particularly scary, I don't think. Anyways, there's a lot of violence in this one and swearing, and it probably just barely holds on to that PG-13 rating. But there's almost no sexual content. I do not regret watching this movie, but I'll probably never watch it again. I give it a 6 out of 10. It just doesn't stick the landing and doesn't have anything particularly exceptional about it. The Tomorrow War is available on Amazon Prime Video. And if you have any more questions or curiosity about my review, you can see this review sheet and more at my blog at logantsmith.ca and hit the OSTC blog link. Thanks.